What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today just so happens to be Wednesday, which of course means it's time for another Western New York Wednesday here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today comes from the Resurgence Brewing Company, and they're out of Buffalo, New York, and this is their S'more Then Friends. So this is a part of their brand new Buffalo Brew Geek series, and they are calling this an Imperial S'more Stout. On the side here it says Imperial Stout brewed with chocolate, graham crackers, and marshmallow. Comes in at 9.4% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in the time of review. This can is approximately 2 months old, and I want to give a huge thanks and shout out to a friend of mine, Ryan, for hooking me up with this one. Him and I did an in-person trade recently. He hooked me up with 4 different beers. This was one of the 4, so thank you very much, good sir. I will post a link in the description box to the beer haul video that I did that included all of Ryan's beers. So yeah, apparently Resurgence kind of got hold of a Buffalo Beer Geek group locally here, and they're trying to engage, the local beer geeks and produce beers that are kind of like crazy, right? And might be sought after and whatnot. So the Buffalo Brew Geek series is going to be exactly that, and the first 2 releases was this beer, and they did an Imperial Coconut Stout, and they were very well received. I missed out on both releases, so it's cool that I was able to grab this one, courtesy of Ryan. And yeah, so I've seen a couple fellow beer tubers and friends of mine, Chris over at Off the 10th and Brian over at Buffalo Beer Reviews, and the funny thing is that Chris was comparing this to the Nitro S'mores from Southern Tier, and this isn't Nitro, but very, very similar beers, Imperial Stouts, Imperial S'more Stouts, and he really dug this one. He said he didn't get graham cracker on it. He still liked the Nitro S'mores from Southern Tier more, but he really did enjoy this one, so I'm looking forward to this one. I think this is going to be pretty damn good, and yeah, let's get into it. And that went everywhere. Fantastic. Overfill City, perhaps. Let's give this a nice pour. Yeah, that's looking beautiful, actually. Have to clean that up a little bit there, you know what I mean? It's all over the place. Anyway, yeah. So that, oh man, I can smell it. That smells like s'mores indeed. So that's pretty much a very, very dark brown. There, brown hits at the edge here. On camera, it's probably be pitch black, but definitely dark brown. About 1.5 fingers to almost 2 fingers of a really nice light brown, almost just straight up brown, creamy looking head. That looks amazing, honestly. Wow, that looks awesome. Yeah, it smells like s'mores. It honestly smells like Hershey syrup. That's what it smells like. Definitely marshmallows. Oh man, that smells awesome. I am getting a little bit of the graham cracker. Chris said he didn't. I'm getting it. Who do you believe? Neither of us, because both of our palates are terrible. Right, Chris? Super terrible. No, I'm getting a little bit, but I just associate the characters I'm getting in here, the chocolate and the marshmallow, with graham cracker, s'mores. So maybe not, but I feel like I'm getting a little bit. Wow, this is just a chocolate bomb. It smells sickly sweet, though. This smells like a beer that might be hard to put down the entire can. Yeah, outside of the chocolate and the marshmallow and a little bit of graham cracker, I'm not getting anything else, not getting any base Imperial Stout, not getting any roastiness or coffee or anything. This is all about what I perceive to be Hershey syrup with marshmallow, a little bit of graham cracker. Smells amazing. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. First thing I'll say is the aroma is better than the taste. That's the first thing, and it happens so many times, but it really is. So the aroma for me screams straight up pastry stout. Like, it's going to be a sweet beer. It's going to be sickly sweet. It's going to be all the chocolate, all the vanilla, the graham cracker. Exactly what you expect a S'more Then Friends stout to be, right? S'more Then Friends stout? Imperial S'more Stout. The name of it is S'more Then Friends. My brain's mush. Anyway, but in the taste, it kind of drinks like an Imperial Stout with those characters. So I'm getting the base beer here. I'm getting a nice roasted malt character. Get a little bit of like a coffee roast as well. Slight tinges of like a caramel and toffee. But then you're hit like midway through the palate with that sweet Hershey syrup like chocolate component. There's a little bit of that marshmallow. I would just say straight up vanilla. When breweries brew with marshmallow, I just get straight up vanilla. I can't tell you there's marshmallow. More often than not, I get marshmallow when they brew with vanilla. I know, that's crazy. I just blew my own mind. 9.4%. This does drink high side Higher side, medium body, lower side, a full body. I like the body on this one. The mouthfeel is not nitro like the Southern Tier beer, but it has a nice, soft, smooth, almost creamy component to it. It totally is a pastry stout as far as the sweetness goes. There is no bitterness here. There is really no dryness. On the back of the palate, it finishes sweet and sweet and sweet. I think I would rather split this can with someone, or maybe it be in 12-ounce cans. I get why they put it in the 16-ounce cans. I get why all breweries do, but for me, I'd want to split this with someone. It's not overly complex. It's not, anything that I think... Here's the thing. I was going to say I'm not going to blow anybody's mind. It might blow somebody's mind. This might be a great beer for some. It's a really good beer. It's a very good beer. It's well made, well executed. I am not getting the graham cracker as well, Chris. So you win, buddy. The nose, yeah, graham cracker. The taste, not so much. Yeah, chocolate, vanilla from the marshmallow. Some nice roasted malt characters, roasted coffee, finishes sweeter side of things. 9.4%. No, I'd probably guess sub 7. Yeah, I'm really getting no booziness on the palate. A little bit of warming in the chest, but very, 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 very slight in the chest. It is very drinkable despite the sweetness. I don't know. Maybe I will be able to pound this out relatively easy. I don't know. I'm talking about the drinkability and being too sweet. As I'm drinking on it more, it's still sweet, but it's still very drinkable. I think it's drinkable because it's not just straight pastry beer. It does have the underlying roastiness from the malt and whatnot, and a little bit of coffee roast. So I think those characters break up the monotony of the s'mores characters themselves. So yeah, I'm digging this one. Rating on the S'more Then Friends, a part of the Buffalo Brew Geek series, I'm going to give this a low 4.25 out of 5. I'm going to go we'll go 4.2 on this one. Really good beer. I agree with Chris. I don't think this is as good as the Nitro S'mores from Southern Tier, but for something local here that, they're trying to, get the word out and say, hey, we brew good beer in Buffalo. We want some, brew some crazy stuff, some really, just well-made pastry beers and fruited sours and the whole nine. I think this is a really good beer. And there are probably no more cans of this kicking around, but I'm curious to see what Resurgence does for the next release, because this was pretty good. And from what I've heard from others, the Imperial Coconut Stout was really good. So yeah, I'm digging this one. So thanks again, Ryan, for hooking me up with this one. Cool to try. So that was S'more Then Friends, Buffalo Brew Geek series, low 4.25 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.2 exactly. Pretty good. If you had this one, let me know what you think about it. I think it was quite well made, and I'm really digging it. Wish there was a little bit more graham cracker, and I wish it was a little less sweet, but at the same time, can't really complain too much. So appreciate everybody stopping by for another WNY Wednesday. Be on the lookout next week for another installment. Until then, cheers.